Nick, LAFC just lost 2-1 to San Diego FC, and they had an incredible first half. Man, they looked a lot better, which we'll dive into a little bit deeper. Right, we'll talk about what went wrong, what went well,
Yep.
but San Diego FC is a very good team, maybe even the best in MLS. But it's never good to lose, especially when this game meant so much with it being Son Heung-min's first match at home.
I mean, it's unbelievable, man. I gotta be honest with you. I said a 3-2, right? And I seen the second half come out, and I felt like LAFC, if they get in, those goals in the back of the net, 3 shots from Son, 2 to 4 from Bawanga, just literally trying to walk it in, bro. Just trying to literally walk it in, not taking the shots outside the box, not taking them when they had it. Son hits the post. I mean, it was very unlucky for LAFC. It really could have been the score that I wanted. But people are going to say it's very unlucky for LAFC, and I can see that. But when you try to walk the ball in, it's just you can't do that. This team is too good, and you've got to take those chances and those shots and be a little selfish at even some points. You know what I mean? But it was a good game, man. The atmosphere was incredible, Will. I mean, it was back to old school LAFC, man.
Hey, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you give it a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our goal is to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And with your help, I know we will reach that goal. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and hit that little bell notification so you never miss any of our videos. Now, back to the video. No, I agree. I'm a little disappointed for the fans who this is their first game. You kind of wanted to see something special happen. Maybe you thought that could happen. But the first half, San Diego FC, like I said, they're arguably the best team in the league. And LAFC was going tick for tack with them. They looked just as good, if not better at sometimes. And you kind of thought to yourself, okay, maybe they finally figured some stuff out. Maybe this is what the team could look like when people start, other than Sonny's playing well. And like you said in that first, like when you came on in the halftime show with me, and you were like, yeah, man, I feel good about this. I think they could win. But man, it's like they total collapse. Like, where was the first half team in the second half?
I'm not quite sure. But like I said, Will, we had quite a few chances. Like the chances were there, man. Like if you really look at how many chances that we had in that second half, I mean, we were all over the goal. We just could not get it in. My prediction could it could have even been way more, right? But LAFC couldn't get it in. And to give it up to San Diego, they played a heck of a game, man, and you can't deny it. Top of the West. It was the game that LAFC needed and I speak about this all the time, Will, momentum, right? We want that momentum. But look, LAFC holds 42% of the possessions. San Diego has 58% of it. And when you look at this right here, it's crazy because San Diego really should have put a whooping on us. You know what I mean? And if you look at this game, as you said, tick for tack. I mean, LAFC showed up and they were really playing at a high level. It's unfortunate what happened with Martinez. You have Ordaz come in, but it didn't drop that much. Ordaz came in with that energy that you wanted to see, really. And, I was really pleased with what I was seeing. 16 shots, 7 off target, 4 on target. And out of 16, a lot of those, as I said, were trying to be walked in, so they got stopped. We could have had way more chances than 16. You know what I mean? So hats off to San Diego. They won this game. They are definitely the top of the West. But I like what I've seen from LAFC. It just wasn't good enough tonight. And hopefully we can learn from this, right? We can try to push, better forward. And this is just what Son is bringing. He's bringing that energy to LAFC, man. Packed house, and all around, just the energy was really, it felt good.
No, I do agree with that. There's a couple positives I want to talk about and some negatives. There's a lot of negatives after that second half.
It was.
I think that people finally got to see what David Martinez is capable of when he plays to the level we know he can. That pass that he had to Denny Bouanga for the first goal was beautiful.
It
On a
was.
rope. You know who it kind of looked like? Kind of looked like a number 10, Carlos Vela. That's what it kind of looked like to me, that beautiful left foot.
Oh,
So you saw the spark of what he can do, Nick.
yeah,
And then he obviously got the injury, but that's a positive for me. Now a
yeah.
negative, and
Okay.
I want to talk about Dolo at the end of this because Dolo,
Oh,
there's a lot to say about
we're
Dolo.
all Dolo out, so whatever. But I do want to hear what your negative was for sure.
Denny Bouanga, even though he scored, we saw more of him trying to do too much, trying to take on two defenders. His crosses weren't good. He was playing frustrated. He was making bad fouls.
Yeah.
He's not the Denny Bouanga Son Heung-min combination just is not what we thought it was going to be at this point. Now it is only 4 games in, so you have to take that into consideration.
Yeah.
But man, he tries to play hero ball way too much, Nick. And last thing I'll say, and I'll let you chime in on this. I expect Denny Bouanga to be what Anders Dreyer was for San Diego FC. That dude was killing it. He was all over the place, so many touches, setting players up, making incredible runs. That's the level of expectations I have for Denny Bouanga, and that's why I'm disappointed in him.
You know, it's interesting. Last week I said some things about Denis Bouanga, and I really got some flack on it, you know what I mean, telling me it was some of the worst takes. And I can respect that, you know, because he has been someone that we have leaned on so much, right? And Will, I don't think you're far off, if I'm honest with you, right? Like, you've seen him trying to take that responsibility back on this particular game. You know what I mean? But then, well, interesting enough, because everybody always says that Bouanga doesn't look for the pass first; he always looks for the shot. But 2 plays where he should have took the shot, what does he do? He puts his head up, finds Son, and shoots it to him when it wasn't actually the right play to do. He should have took that shot. You know what I mean? And so I think he's finding himself in a weird position because they are good buddies. I mean, you know, I have a bunch of friends and that are at the game, and they're like, yo, they're literally, as they're practicing, they're following each other around. They're friends. They're obviously have made a bond, you know, and they want to get each other into the game. But, you know, this is going to sound weird. I think there's times that you have to look for your team, and there's other times that you need to be a little selfish on the pitch. You know what I mean? And I think Son and Bouanga at times need to be a little bit selfish. And I'm not coming down on either one of them. I'm just saying the friendship is the friendship, but sometimes we got to be a tad bit selfish, you know, because that pass shouldn't have happened. Son also, there was a pass that he made to Smallskov. I would have liked to seen him take that, but he's an unselfish player. He wants to get everybody involved, right? That's his whole thing. But yet, maybe for LAFC, for us, we need him to be a tad bit selfish, you know, here and there. It's not all the time. We're not asking him to go out of his character too much, but sort of think about taking that shot before you make that pass sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because he can do it. I mean, dude, the one that hit the top left over there with that beautiful left, that was going to be, to what you were saying a minute ago about David Martinez, that was going to be a Vela left foot goal, Will. I mean, I was yelling at the television. My throat is a little sore.
Mine is
I'm
too.
physically yelling because I thought it was in. I thought it was in. It was beautiful, and it just hit the post. But you know, a little selfishness sometimes might go a long way, especially in MLS for him. You know what I mean? And again, it's way out of his character because he's a freaking fantastic human being and an unselfish person. But we might need that a little bit for the leadership on this team.
I will say this too. One positive as well is that in this game, I think the attack looked better because they weren't trying to force feed Sony as much as they were the last game. But here's the thing. Sony doesn't need to be force fed. He doesn't care about that. He's not like, oh, you better get me the ball. That's not how he is.
Yeah.
He just cares about winning. He just wants to win. He doesn't care how you do it. He doesn't care if you have 0 shots. He just wants to get a win.
I think he touched the ball. I think I was told 11. He only had the ball 11 times the first half.
Yeah.
11 touches the first half, bro. That's not a lot, And then you've seen that he was coming to the midfield to try to facilitate more as opposed to being the guy up front, which isn't what we want from him. We want him to be the guy that's having someone facilitate to him. But right now, the unselfishness of him is saying, let me go on back here and grab this ball and help Bawanga. Let me go back here and grab this ball to help the Martinez and the Ordazes. And, it's super unselfish, but we need him up top, Will. We really do. And you see the difference. These guys are swarming him. He has 2, sometimes even 3 players, but it's leaving those guys open. It's leaving the Ordaz and the Bawanga open. And that is when Bawanga has to say, okay, it's my turn. I'm stepping up instead of trying to walk it in, take that shot like he did the first goal. I mean, as you said, it all started with Son. He was in the midfield. Boom, over to Martinez. Martinez hits that beautiful shot over to Bawanga. Bawanga with that nice little, right over the goalie into the goal. It was beautiful. And that's what you expected to see. But then he just said, no, you know what? I'm going to walk it in. I'm going to walk it in. And the goalie's like, no, you're not. You're not doing that on me. You might get a flop over me, but you are not going to walk it straight in. And so you got to give it up to San Diego.
Yeah, I did notice in this game too at certain points that Palencia was also playing further up than Sonny at a lot of times, and that's still not ideal. Now, obviously, he's an attacking fullback. He's going to get up and he's going to, lead some crosses, but you shouldn't have Sonny playing that deep. You need to be playing more up top.
Yeah.
I want to give some flowers to Anders Stryer, incredible player for San Diego FC. Fun to watch too. Did you see what he did to the 2 defenders? And then Lloris had no chance. It deflected off into the goal.
Yeah, deflected off of Small's cough. These deflections are just killing us. Tafari and then Small's call. It's just absolutely killing us. Last week also off of Tafari. Will, we can't catch a break off these deflections right now. But Dryer, hands down. The guy is playing lights out. Right? You got to get the point. No matter if we're rivals at this point or where they just beat us and we're competitors, you got to give your hat off to him. And he's playing a hell of a season, man. Just got called up to his national team. Well deserved, right? He comes in from European League, comes down to MLS. People think whatever, but then he gets called up to his national team.
Yeah.
So I think he's proved that he is a force to be reckoned with, and he's on a good team, and they've done a good job. It reminds me a lot of LAFC in 2018, man. It really does, and that's scary because we were freaking amazing, but this team has it all together right now, and it is you can't deny that.
Yeah, it's very concerning. LAFC, obviously a lot of holes. I don't know if they're going to be able to fix it this season. I think they're going to have to wait for off season. But I wanted to point out real quick before we wrap this up about Steve Cherundolo. I think Steve Cherundolo tried to do some weird, funky tactics tonight and had a weird lineup. Had Segura playing in the midfield. I think they had him listed as kind of like is a 6 in Igor Jesus. I know that they were playing 3 out of the back, but it was kind of weird. It's just really weird formation. And I think his substitutions were too late. Like normal, right? And I wonder, Nick, which we'll maybe do a video about this more in depth. Jose Mourinho just got fired by Fenerbahce. Also, relationship with Sonny. Think they have a decent relationship. Makes you wonder, man. Makes you wonder if you go ahead and just pull the cord on him now and try to bring him in.
Yeah, the thing about Jose is before he took Fenerbahce, actually before he went to Roma, they asked him, they said, hey, would you ever go to MLS or whatever? And he said he would like to coach in the States at some point. Then he went to Roma and then obviously Fenerbahce. But, I think that would be a good move. I know a lot of people are up, look, LAFC is more of a forward pushing team, right? Jose does like to park the buses sometimes, and it's not really the style that most of us LAFC fans would like to see. However, he is a freaking amazing coach. He's always been one of my favorites personally. I loved him at Roma, and he's a winner. He's a winner. Like that's what he does. He wins. Maybe not of late, but he's a winner. And I think that if he was to come here and LAFC had a chance to get him, I think that we all should be.
You don't pass it up.
No, like, yeah, bring this coach in, whatever. Now, the first time he parks the bus, are people going to be complaining? Absolutely. Well, I'll probably be one of them. I probably will. I'm not going to lie to you, right? Because that isn't the style that I want to see LAFC play. But I remember when he coached for Chelsea, and they were with Hazard, and they weren't super defensive. I mean, yes, they had defensive isms, but they pushed, and they were a very high pressing team. And I remember how fun it was. And when I think about how he was at Roma, same thing. Roma, like with Dybala in them, bro, it was like score, score, score. It was a very beautiful ball, And so, that would be absolutely fantastic. And then on the lineup of Dolo, I mean, Dolo out. You know what I'm saying? Like all of us
Dolo out.
There's no question about it. But there are some things that I did like. I like Schwanier being in there. I know he had a little bit of mess ups in there. I like Ryan.
The new center back.
Yeah, I liked Ryan Portier.
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 It's either Portier or Portier. It's something like that. Yeah.
I absolutely thought this guy was fantastic. I don't know if you watched his presser on last week, but he is also someone that wants to be out there in a leader type vibe. Smallskov, I know he had the deflection, but I am a fan of Smallskov. I really am. I like him a lot. We talk about him quite a bit on VOBG, and we're glad that he got his start. I didn't mind those. Now the Tafari and Segura, we've got to figure something out. These guys just aren't cutting it. Segura and Tafari are not cutting it. Delgado is also, I don't know what's happening with Delgado. He has not shown up the second half of the season. And so that's worrying.
No, I agree, Nick. Well, listen, I appreciate it. We'll see what happens. We'll see if this team's able to make any type of late pushes. Me and you will probably do the next Son Heung-min game. They're going to be playing friendlies for South Korea, so we'll probably miss this coming weekend. I don't think he's gonna be available for that, obviously. But before I let you go, make sure you go follow Nick at the Voice of Black and Gold, the biggest, the best LAFC podcast. I'll put the link to his channel in the description. You'll see me on there frequently. Yeah. We're going to do a live stream tonight as well, since you guys should check that out as well. Nick, before I let you go, my friend, any last words?
No, man. Listen, y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and give this man a thumbs up. Will's right there close to that, closing in on the 10,000. By far the best MLS covering content of this league. And Will, thanks for having me on, man. This has been fun riding this sunny wave, and it's exciting. So I appreciate you letting me come on and share my excitement with your crowd, man.
It's been very fun. And we still got a long season left to go. We still got a couple months left, man. So we'll see what happens. Appreciate it. Make sure you guys like this if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.
Later.